7:30 a.m. on June 6, 1944, 400 yards from the sands of Omaha Beach, the invasion was falling apart. Ahead, soldiers from the 1st and 29th Infantry Divisions crouched behind sea walls, their momentum completely stalled. From the bluffs to 100 feet above, German machine guns rained fire. They knew the gates of hell were about to open. Brigadier General Norman Cota stepped into waist-deep water. Before his eyes, the plan was disintegrating. At 51, Cota was one of the highest-ranking officers to land in the first waves. Walking straight into the kill zone. Facing them were 12,000 German troops, entrenched in concrete bunkers with interlocking fields of fire. Planners believed the bombardment would crush the Germans, but Cota was seeing a different reality. Rommel had turned this beach into a trap. He knew, stop the Allies at the water's edge, or Germany loses the war. Pre-dawn, the Navy had fired, but fearful of coastal guns, the destroyers fired from too far out. Thousands of shells flew over the beach, exploding harmlessly inland. The German bunkers remained untouched. The air raid failed too. 13,000 bombs missed the targets. Inside the bunkers, the Germans loaded their guns and waited. When the first wave hit at 6:30, they walked directly into the teeth of a perfect defense. The ramps dropped, and the guns erupted. Dozens died before they could even step off the boat. Men jumped into deep water, weighed down by heavy gear. They drowned, or were shredded by bullets beneath the waves. In 10 minutes, Company A took 65% casualties. The rising tide turned red with the blood of the wounded. Survivors froze behind the seawall. Instinct screamed that moving meant death, so they stayed, waiting for the end. 7:15 a.m., Cota decided to act. He walked upright through the fire, shouting, "We are dying on this beach." He found men from the 5th Rangers paralyzed by fear. He told them, "Staying here is death. Moving is our only chance." Pointing to a gap in the wire, he said, "Well, goddammit Rangers, lead the way." Then, he walked through it himself. The machine gun went silent. A jam, or reload, it didn't matter. The moment was seized. Cota waved them forward. 12 Rangers followed. 2 were hit, but the rest crossed the line of death. They crawled up the slope, Cota leading the way. He directed covering fire to flank the bunker. They got close enough. A pin was pulled. This was the moment the battle turned. Cota's leadership accomplished what thousands of bombs had failed to do. 8:04 a.m. The first strongpoint fell. He proved the Atlantic Wall could be broken. News rippled down the beach. A general broke through. Fear gave way to action. The men stood up. No radios, no central command, just small squads, exploiting gaps, flanking bunkers, and fighting back. By 8:30, engineers braved the fire to rig the final Bangalore torpedoes under the wire. Explosions tore the obstacles apart, blowing open a path off the beach. Go infantry rushed through the smoke before it cleared. They weren't stopping now. By 9 o'clock a.m., Americans were clawing their way up the bluffs. The plan was dead, but the advance was alive. Inland, Colonel Gough received alarming reports. The pinned-down enemy was breaking through with ferocious intensity. By 9:30, the German line fractured. The enemy began to flee or surrender. By 10:20, Rangers overran the Vierville draw. The Germans were stunned by the suicidal courage of the Americans. Surrenders increased. By mid-afternoon, organized resistance on Omaha Beach had collapsed. Americans held the high ground. Supplies landed. The battle for the beach was won. The liberation of Europe had begun. But the cost was staggering. Medics like Sergeant Arnold Lambert worked until collapse to save their brothers. Over 2,400 casualties at Omaha, 700 dead. The 116th Regiment lost 27% of its strength in one day. Norman Cota survived. He continued to lead from the front, commanding the 28th Division into Germany. At the Battle of the Bulge, he held the line against 5 divisions. His style never changed, leading personally, under fire. For D-Day, he received the Distinguished Service Cross. The Army said his heroism was simply expected of a general. History books barely mention him, but on that gray morning, the fate of the free world was decided on this sand. The fallen rest here forever. Their families received telegrams that never explained the desperate heroism that saved the day. Cota died in 1971. His modest tombstone mentions nothing of how he single-handedly jump-started the invasion. If Omaha failed, the invasion failed. It succeeded not because of the plan, but because soldiers like Cota refused to quit. War is decided by individuals making choices against impossible odds. Cota chose to lead, and because he walked, thousands followed. If this story moved you, please like and subscribe to help us keep these memories alive. Thank you for watching.